Lego. Fridge is on check, step at pan check, ZZ's on check, hair up on check. Man, I'm ready for that wicked, y'all can get checked. I'm on my way to camp, so gon' get checked. Fridge is on check, step at pan check, ZZ's on check, hair up on check. Man, I'm ready for that wicked, y'all can get checked. I'm on my way to camp, so gon' get checked. I'm in the spirit, please stop messing with my zone.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 13 in the GNT. So set your house in order. To do what? Set your house in order.
What do we need to be doing these last days?
Set your house in order.
So we got to get our house in order, man. Our physical and our spiritual house, man. We got to get our people in order. We got to get our families in order. We got to get our houses in order, man. Because people, instead of hearing the word of the Lord, they'd rather be a damn taste of Black St. Louis, man. That don't make no sense. That's madness. Keep going.
Warn your people. Comfort those who are humble. And teach those who are wise.
And do what?
And teach those who are wise.
What are we doing through the power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua?
And teach those who are wise.
So we're trying to teach those that are wise, man. The one that actually have an understanding of these scriptures. The ones that want to understand what the word mean, man. The ones that may have went to church all their life but didn't understand anything because the pastor didn't actually teach them. He just passed around the collection plate, danced around, hoot and holler, and played some damn music, man. And then ate a bunch of ham hocks afterwards, man. That's the people that we trying to reach. Trying to get them to come back to the Lord these last days. Go ahead.
Then say goodbye to this mortal life.
And what are we saying?
Then say goodbye to this mortal life.
Because we don't care about this life, man. What did Christ say? He said that there is no greater love than a man to lay down a life for his brother, paraphrasing, man. I said, we willing to die for the Lord, man. We got to go through the same tribulations he did, man. Right. But instead of being chicken and coward like a lot of these other nations, man, we going to take that thing cheerfully, man. We going to rejoice when the Lord put us in the Lord's state. We going to rejoice when the Most High is taking things from us, man, and making us go through trials and tribulations like Job, man. We want the Lord to be talking to say, hey, man, you consider my servant Deshaun, man. You consider Yaiqua. You consider Ashar, man. Them brothers going hard down there, man. Go after them brothers, cause they ain't gonna turn their back on the Lord, man, like most of these other people will when the kitchen get hot, man, when that heat start kicking up. Go ahead.
Put the earthly cares away from you. Throw down your human burdens and lay aside your weak human nature.
And do what?
And lay aside your weak human nature.
I say you gotta let go of the weak nature, man. All of the men got weak nature now. You walk up and down the street, you go to the mall, to the store, every brother walking around with a purse on nowadays, man. Every brother's walking around with his pants underneath his behind, not knowing that in prison that was a sign that they're saying that they was open for business, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For him to have an ear to hear, man.
That's right.
All of our people have weak nature now, man.
Right.
And then the scriptures never lie when they say that the children will be the oppressors and the women will rule over them, man.
That's right.
Ain't no men in the house no more, man.
That's right.
We have no more Huxtable families, man. We got no more Winslow families, man. Now only thing we got is what? The Shy. We got Power. Madness, man. Yeah, they ain't nothing but a damn ABC community organization, man. Just trying to stir our people away from the Lord. Even when you're talking about the Winslows, I was actually watching Family Matters the other day, and they had an episode where Carl had to put on the dress talking about he was undercover. Wow. But he got a mustache on, man. Wow. It's madness, but that's what we see now when you go in the store. Wow. When you see your child in the bathroom, even though it's supposed to be the men's bathroom, it's gonna be somebody standing next to him in the dress with heels on, damn exposition, man. This is madness.
Put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly.
And do what?
And get ready to leave this world quickly.
Because the same way that the Lord got pulled up out of here real quick, same way that Enoch got pulled up out of here real quick, when all hell broke loose, man, that's the same thing we're going to be looking for. And when Jacob Trouble kick off, when all hell is breaking loose, when World War III is on the rise, that's what we're going to be looking for, man. For the sky to crack and the chariots to come get us up out of here. We're going to come back in our glorified bodies and wreak havoc on this place, man. Go ahead.
Right. You have seen many evil things already.
I said, we see plenty of evil things. To bring up Job again, man, we living in them same days, man. We living in the days of Lot. We living in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Right. Where you got wicked men walking around just trying to have their way, man. to do whatever the hell they want, man. But thus saith the Lord, this place got to come to an end, man. This place is finished.
But far worse things.
Hey, Elder, man, where you going? You got to hear the word of the Lord, brother. You ain't going to hear this nowhere else. You know who you are, brother?
2 minutes.
You know what your nationality would be?
See that?
Exactly, man. Say, so you be from the Southern Kingdom, man. See that, brother? Walk on. Got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, brother.
That's right.
It ain't much time left, man.
That's right.
But far worse things are about to happen.
But what?
But far worse things are about to happen.
But the store shelves are getting empty.
But far worse things are about to happen.
And there's fires that's taking over half of America right now.
But far worse things are about to happen.
But there's a hurricane that's going all the way from the south through the east coast, taking out city by city, man, and they making everybody evacuate.
But far worse things are about to happen. As the world grows older and weaker, the evils that will come upon its people will multiply. You have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. As the world grows older and weaker, the evils that will come upon its people will multiply.
I said, and as time is going on, this place is getting weaker and weaker, man. That's why you got potholes everywhere. You got the damn cement streets just caving in like damn quicksand. This place is getting weaker and weaker, man. And the love of many is waxing colder and colder, man. And Yahushua prophesied that in Matthew, man, that he was telling us that these things were coming to pass. This ain't nothing new, man. The prophets have been saying this stuff day in and day out for generation after generation after generation, man. There's no new thing. That's why brothers back in the street now, assembling, doing the same things our forefathers always did, man. Saying, thus saith the Lord. Keep going.
Right.
Truth will depart and falsehood will draw ever nearer. The eagle you saw in your vision is just about to arrive.
I said, and that eagle that we've always seen, man, that's like a double-fold scripture right there. Because you got the eagle, which is these damn blue-eyed red dragons walking up and down the street. They love the eagle, man, because they what? They're a creature of prey, man. They love being a predator. They love being a creep, man. They love watching everything. That's why there's cameras in every phone. It's cameras in the TVs. It's cameras in all the buildings you go. Everywhere you go, you on camera, man. It's because they want to watch everything, man. Go ahead.
I replied, let me speak in your presence, Lord. I am ready to depart.
I am what?
I am ready to depart.
Man, we can't wait to get the hell up out of here, man. Go ahead.
That's right.
As you have commanded, and I will warn the present generation.
And we do what?
And I will warn the present generation.
And we do what?
And I will warn the present generation. But who will warn the people who have not yet been born?
They say, but who gonna be here after us, man? Because when they start coming down like they did on our brothers up in Rhode Island, start locking everybody up, start persecuting brothers, start killing brothers, then who gonna do it next, man? The generations that's coming up, man. Scriptures say that a man raised up a son that's just a mirror of himself, paraphrasing, man. Go ahead.
This world is a dark place, and its people have no light. Your law has been destroyed by fire.
I said, in that fire is all the Christianity, it's the Catholicism, it's the Rastafarians. Everybody else, man, they try to tell you that the laws ain't here no more. But that's the only thing that's going to govern us as a people to get us ahead in this wicked world, man. Go ahead.
So no one can know what you have done in your past or what you are planning to do in the future. Please send your Holy Spirit to me so that I can write everything down, so I can write down everything that has been done in this world from the beginning, everything that was written in your law. Then in the last days, people will be able to find the right way and obtain life if they want to.
See that? I was like, and that's a cut to all the people who go, hey man wrote that book. I'm not reading that, man. Ezra was praying that the Lord would put his spirit upon him, man, to have him prophesy these things, to tell his people what they need to be doing these last days. The same way they got to do it now, because if we don't tell them, guess what? They're going to keep on breaking the Shabbat, being up there eating damn bacon, eating ham, eating damn chitlins, eating shellfish, all kinds of madness, man. But this is what we got to do for our people. Give me that next one.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse 1.
Bring it out.
And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel
So we gathering all our people up in these last days, going
together and said unto them, these are the words which the Lord hath commanded that ye should do them.
to do what?
Ye should do them.
No, just listen.
Ye should do them.
Say, we telling our people these are the words, man. You got to do it. Hey, brother, you ever read the Bible? You believe in it? What you know in the Bible, brother? Who is the Bible about? Hey, it's about our people, man. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's the ones that are in this book, man. I was like, we are all part of a movie. And you got Yahushua, who the world so ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, being the main character, man. And you got the Most High God, Yahweh, being the director, being the producer, putting everything together. And we living this thing out, man. These ain't just fairy tales. They're not just stories that you read and you just look like, oh man, look, David was small and he took out a big giant. No, man, that's a real thing, man. That's what we doing out here now. We slaying giants. These demons that have oppressed our people for so long and got them thinking that they blacks, got them thinking that they African Americans. I'm like, black is just a color. African American is a term that was coined by Jesse Jackson in the 80s, man. Our grandparents don't even call themselves African Americans. So we have to do something and find out who we are in these things. Give me a Revelation 1 and 3 real quick. Because we need you got to search these scriptures out, man.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth.
Blessed is he that what?
Blessed is he that readeth. And that they hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written therein.
And do what?
And keep those
things which are written therein.
Oh, you just ignore it.
And keep those things which are written therein.
You got to read this stuff, brother. You got to search the scriptures daily, man. You got to meditate on the precepts, man. You got to get an understanding on who this book is about and why it was written to these people, man. These ain't just random letters, man. This is talking to us, telling us that we got to repent and come back to the Lord. I'm from Judah, man. This brother, he from Judah, man.
What proof you got?
What do you mean what proof he got? He went, his parents and his grandparents and his great-grandparents and his great-great-grandparents, they went through these curses, man. Brother always want to scoff, man. How you going to scoff with no knowledge, man? You don't scoff when you don't even know what today is, man. They ain't probably the same tribe as you are, brother. See that? Madness, man. Bring it up.
6 days shall work be done.
That's like go down 34.
Go down 34? Okay.
See that?
Okay, I got it. And he had put in his heart that he may teach.
That he may what?
That he may teach.
So the Lord put it on our spirits that we got to come out here and teach, man. So the same things that we heard the aforetime that were written for our learning, that we had to absorb that thing. We had to study it and find out if these things were true, man. And now we had to come out in the streets and then teach the next brother, man. I'm like, this whole camp started with just me and Amaziah, man. And lo and behold, 2 years later, man, got a bunch of mighty brothers out here. We got Brother Lawan gonna be out here in fringes in a second, man.
That's right.
That's right.
And he had put in his heart that he may teach both he and Abimelech, the son of Aholiab, the son of, that's a match, of the tribe of Dan. Them hath he filled with wisdom of heart.
What did the Lord give him?
Them hath he filled with wisdom of heart. To work all manners of work.
To do what?
To work all manners of work.
I said, and when we get that learning, when we get that knowledge, that wisdom and understanding, we got to come out here and put in the work, man.
Right.
And this is a Sabbath day, so this ain't work where we going in clocking in Esau's nasty clock where we get 30 minutes for break, and if you come back at that 31 minute, then you get right up and you get points, and now you can't go on vacation when you want to. This is the work of the Lord, man. This grind don't stop and it's never ended because the labor is plenty, but the harvest is few, man. Go ahead.
Them have he filled with wisdom of heart to work all manner of work of the engraver, and of the cunning workman. And
bring that out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 144 and verse 7. Send thy hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters.
What are we praying for?
And deliver me out of great waters.
I'm saying them great waters would be all these doctrines, man. Deliver us away from the Christianity. Deliver us away from the Muslims, from the Jehovah Witness. Deliver us from the Lutherans, the Baptists, all this madness, man. I seen a video the other day, brother say he was a Hebrew Baptist, man. It's these damn doctrines are coming up every day, just madness, man. Which none of that is in this Bible, man. The Lord said you an Israelite, man, and you stiff-necked and rebellious, and it's high time to wake out of sleep, is what it says. Go ahead.
From the hand of the strange children.
From what?
From the hand of the strange children.
And these weak doctrines have come up from all these other nations, man. Said the so-called blacks and Hispanics are the only ones that don't have a God that look like them. They worshiping damn Caesar Borgia, the little fat Chinese baby, man. Damn, going over to Mecca and sitting there rubbing on the pot-belly damn Ishmaelite, man. All kinds of madness, man. Worshiping damn dragons, rabbits. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Look like an episode of damn Mortal Kombat or something. This shit weird.
Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood.
And then what?
And their right hand is a right hand of falsehood.
Because these other nations, they shake their hands doing other things, man. We shake the hands at the heathens while they sitting there freaking off in the middle of the night, man. Doing all kinds of madness, man. Bring that out in 36.
Exodus 36.
Exodus 36. I got you. Then, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 36, verse 1. Then wrote Bezalel and Oholiab, and every wise-hearted man, in whom the Lord put wisdom and understanding to know how to work all manner of work.
To do what?
To work all manner of work.
And there's plenty of different positions in the camps, man. There's plenty of different things you can be doing, thus saith the Lord, man. Say whether it's uplifting your brother, whether it's doing counsel, whether it's training up a family, whether it's giving alms, helping out another brother when he's low, man. It's all kinds of things you got to do in this walk, man. I said, because our people, they caught up in all kinds of manner of death, man, because we made a covenant with death. So you got to actually be able to step up. You got to rise up for the Lord, man. So the Lord said in Psalms, what's that, 94:16, say, who gonna rise up against the evildoers, man? Say, who else is gonna tell our people that they got to put down this food that's killing them, man? Just making them get diabetes where they got to go in the hospital and get their body parts taken off, man. Who is gonna rise up for the Lord and tell them that the men got to be leaders, man? Stop being damn gang members. Stop listening to this damn trap music. Stop listening to the damn go-go, man. Get back to the Lord, man. Go ahead. See, we need to get back to this. The Lord, man, he always give you signs. What the song say? He said we got to get back to the only thing that's killing our people is old age, man. Not each other. Not the brother with the Glock on his hip, man. Go ahead.
To know how to work all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary, according to all that the Lord hath commanded. That's what we need.
Say to all that the Lord commanded, man. Because the Lord gave us 613 commandments to live by, man. Jacob had 20,000 laws on a daily basis. What's going on, brother?
Take a flight, brother. Take a flight.
You know who you are, brother? What do you say? Man, you can't be too busy for the Lord, man. So that NBA young boy gonna get y'all jammed up in these last days, man. You need to be listening to the word, man. Listen to some videos, man. Listen to the men break down these scriptures, man.
The book of Sown, chapter 39 and verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
Will do what?
And will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
No, we gonna learn from Instagram.
Will seek out all the wisdom of the ancient.
Say, we trying to seek out the wisdom from the ancient, man. We want to get the wisdom that the Lord gave the prophets in the last days, man. Esau sitting at home watching that So 70 show, and they trying to learn the facts of life by watching the facts of life. So we trying to watch all of the things that our forefathers did, man. So we read these words, and then we get the image in our mind of what was happening in them last days. We get to see things that they put in the visuals, like Prince of Egypt, man. We get to see all the things that was happening with the curses, man. You get to see, what's that, Goodbye Uncle Tom? You get to see Joseph Dream, man. Say, brothers is waking up putting movies together, man. We ain't even leaning on Hollywood no more. We making our own content, man. We don't need them.
And will be occupied in prophecies. He will keep the saying of the renowned men, and where the subtle parables are, he will be there also.
I said that you're gonna be where them parables are, man. Digging into the scriptures, finding out all the deep, dark parables, man. I said, brothers up here, they interested in know what's going on in Revelations. Brothers want to know what's happening in Daniel 9, in Daniel 7, man. Brothers want to know what Ezekiel was talking about when he was describing the cherubs, man. Talking about wheels inside of wheels and stuff, man. Brothers want to know what that's talking about, man.
All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 8.
Bring it out.
And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has spoken, we will do.
We will what?
We will do.
So the Lord said, man, that his people are stiff-necked and rebellious. They wouldn't even abide by the contract that they signed, man. That's the thing that our people still do to this day. They jump straight to the bottom. They don't read the text. They get straight to the bottom, they just sign it, and then when all hell breaks loose, they be like, well, what happened? They be like, hey man, you already knew the consequences. It was foretold to you what was gonna go down if you did what you did, but yet that's just what you wanted to do, man. And what did our people do? Go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of the living waters.
They did what?
They have forsaken me, the fountain of the living waters, and hewed them out cisterns and broken cisterns that can hold no water.
I said, now people was leaning on all these different other doctrines, all these nations that try to save us, man. You got the days of Martin Luther King, you got the days of Marcus Garvey, you got the days of Harriet Tubman, man. Say, what did our forefathers say? Said they could have freed more slaves if our people only knew that they were slaves. That's the same thing we try to do now. Tell our people, hey man, you still in shames. They took the shackles off your ankles, man, and they put it on your mind. And now you're like a dog that's just running back and forth through the yard, man, and don't have no care about the outside. Even though somebody came up, cut the lock off, and just opened the fence, you still just stayed in the yard, man. Because you under control, man. Jump to verse 19 and read through 21.
Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 19. Thine own wickedness shall corrupt thee.
What?
Thy own wickedness shall corrupt thee.
No, but everybody's saying.
Thy own wickedness shall corrupt thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee.
And that what?
And thy backsliding shall reprove thee.
I said, and you being a backslider, man, the ones that just willfully sin, the ones that know what they need to be doing, but just continuously be like, hey, man, God gonna judge me at the end. You're gonna have to get dealt with, man. Keep going.
Know therefore and see that this is an evil thing and bitter.
And what?
And bitter.
Said, and everything in this life is bitter, man. All this vanity that we see, all this vanity that we living on a day-to-day, man, is bitter. It's vexing, man. Oppression is making a wise man mad, man. And we gotta deal with this on a daily basis until Yahushua come back. And Yahushua gonna come back once we get in the court, man. So we gotta self-examine ourselves, like it say in 2 Corinthians 13:5. Go ahead.
That thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord God of hosts. For of old time have I broken thy yoke and burst thy hands, and thou saidest, I will not transgress, when upon every high hill and under every green tree.
So we went under every green hill and every tree, man. We followed after everybody else other than ourselves. What's going on, brother? You know who you are in these last days? See that, man? Our people stiff-necked and rebellious. People still playing the harlot, man. And what the Lord say about harlots? Give me that in Sirach. Sirach 26 and 2.
19, 2 minutes.
Book of Sirach, chapter 26,
In verse 19.
What's going on, brothers and sisters? Y'all know who y'all are in these last days? You know what your nationality is? God. Hey, where you heard that before? You heard it TikTok? See that? The word is going out, man. Say the word is going everywhere. How do you know you're Israelite? What that video tell you?
The video told me that God brought everything from dust and the dirt and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
So
exactly. Because the dirt would be what? Be brown, right? So obviously that, you know, we gonna resemble that. Because dirt was, man was made from dirt, man. And the Lord put the spirit in them, and that's what made us alive. So we trying to tell our people now that we trying to give them the breath of life now, which is his word, man. Because our people, we went to church, but what did we learn out of church? Yeah. What did they teach you? Just name like 2 things off the top of your head that you learned out of church. See that? Because, yeah, like they wasn't giving us nothing but like feel good messages. So you got the pastor just pass around the collection plate. They play some music. Like the pastor may give you like 1 or 2 verses out of like Psalms, Proverbs, so you can do all things through Christ, and then they pass around the plate again and y'all leave. Say, but this book is our whole history. This is everything about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Like, how did we come to America? Yeah. How did our forefathers get to America? Say, I can tell you, it's actually in the Bible. I was like, it's gonna be the same thing to line up with what we learned in school. Is that what that's the slave ship? Con.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Bring it out!
So you familiar with Moses? And what's the big thing that Moses did? Yep. And what did he do? What did he have to part the sea for? Yeah, he had to get the Israelites out of captivity. They was in Egypt. So the Israelites was over there building the pyramids and everything. That's why we know of all that stuff now. But I'm going to read something that happened afterwards. This was when Moses was given the law, statutes, and commandments. This was shortly after that. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
And give me Exodus 13:3. Exodus 13:3? Right. Because he said that he would take them into Egypt again. So we already established that they just came out of Egypt. He parted the sea, and the ground was dry enough that they could walk on to where it wasn't no mud. You know, it wasn't no just leftover water, none of that. They was able to walk right out of Egypt. So the scriptures show you that this is not talking about the physical land of Egypt again. Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of what?
Out of the house of bondage.
What is Egypt?
Out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt is synonymous with being a house of bondage. That term Egypt goes back to the Hebrew word Mizraim, which would be just between a rock and a hard place. You know, that's a term that our people are familiar with to this day. That we know that being in between a rock and a hard place, you're in a bad spot. So our people, they was in bondage when they was in Egypt. So we're going to read on to what's happening after they went out of Egypt. Start from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So into bondage again.
With ships.
How did we get to America?
With ships.
So we didn't come to America in no scat pack. You know, we didn't get here by the Southwest. We go hop on a plane and fly over here. They brought our forefathers here on ships. Turn that around so brother can see it. Says so ships, they had our people stacked up, naked, throwing up on each other, damn feces, women on their cycles, all kinds of madness going on, and we just stacked up on this slave ship, man, which was just a cargo ship. So that's how they was actually moving products around. You know, the same way we gotta buy different things from different countries now. Like we get potatoes and stuff from Russia. You know, we get fuel from what they call the Middle East and all that stuff. That's because those was all ships. Keep going.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So we wouldn't see the physical Egypt again. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Ain't that what happened as soon as we got off the boat? So they put us on the dock. When you go down to the riverfront, that's what the courthouse is right up there. They used to have a platform, but it's actually still up there. The platform where they sold the slaves off. And they sat there and do that creepy bidding. 25, 35, 45, and they sold to Mr. Jackson. Sold to the Thomas plantation. So our people, we came in through all those southern states, and what we do, we just get branched off into all these other states. So now our people all the way on the West Coast, they up north. And then this same thing happened where give me the slave trade sign with the water. I was like, so all the other places that we know of, because the Israelites would be the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So you got the Haitians in there, you got Puerto Ricans in there, you got Mexicans in there. You see it, brother? So all those other places, all the West Indies, all them other countries, those are just boat stops. The same way you see the Grand Bus just riding up and down Grand, letting people off on the south side, then it let you off at Page, and let you off at West Forest. That's just the same thing. Our people was just on these slave trades that got brought to all these different land masses. So when you look in that bottom corner, it's so that our people were sold for tobacco, we sold for coffee, for cotton, for sugar. You know, sugar was the first drug. But guess who had to pick that? So-called black man. Said, and that's what happened because we didn't do one thing. And we're gonna bring out what that one thing is in just a second.
I ain't gonna keep you too long, man.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
I said, so we were sold to be bondmen and bondwomen. Go ahead.
And no man shall buy you.
And nobody has been able to redeem us out of this captivity. So we look at Malcolm X, we look at Marcus Garvey, we look at Martin Luther King. None of the people could free us. You look at Obama now. What did he do? Give a bunch of rights to the rainbow community? Yep. He didn't do anything to help out our people. I was like, and nobody was able to redeem us out of there. And why do you think that that's a curse that we have to go through? Why do you think that we curse people like that? Like, why do you think that we had to go into slavery? Yeah, we too smart for our own good. Cause give me Baruch. What's that? 4:28. Yeah, 4:28. Come. I'm gonna give you a couple more verses because I want you to understand how you're an Israelite. It's one thing to know it, but there's another thing to be able to relay that. Because you might say that one day and somebody else gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" They don't think you just singing Kendrick Lamar song. Said, "Don't call me black no more. I'm an Israelite." Go ahead.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 28.
Bring it out.
For as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
So it was our mind that we went astray. This is something that we wanted to do. Because the Lord gave the Israelites laws, statutes, and commandments, and a way to conduct themselves, and a way that they were supposed to live life on a daily basis. But it was our own mind that turned our back on that. And let's see what happened. Give me 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
To do what?
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
That what?
That all these curses.
Now we can agree that curse is a bad thing, right? Say somebody say they put a curse on you, you ain't gonna be like, "Oh yeah, man, I feel good." You know what I'm saying, brother? Just took care of me. That's madness. Go ahead.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
He says, so curses would come upon our people and would overtake us. So throughout the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, from verses 15 all the way to 68, it breaks down a whole bunch of curses. So the homework that I would ask you to do is to go home and read that. And I want you to see where it would actually line up with our people. Because chapter 28, you can start at the top, which verses 1 through 14 will talk about the blessings that would happen to the Israelites if they kept the commandments. Or if you read from verse 15 all the way to 68, it's going to talk about the curses that would happen to our people for not keeping those laws, statutes, and commandments. And in those curses, it got a lot of things. Like it got about how we be called all these different terms. They call us proverbs and bywords. So that's why we call ourselves things like black. God. I said that's why we beat things like black. Turn that around for a second. Say, because black would be just what? A color. So you got African American is a term that was just coined in the 80s. Our grandparents didn't call themselves African Americans. Our great grandparents didn't call themselves African Americans. My grandma still call herself Negro to this day, man. They used to call us colored. All kinds. These are all proverbs and bywords. So Deuteronomy 28 breaks down about how our people would hate each other, man. How we have single parent households now. How our people are #1 in the domestic violence calls. How the men lead a household, they either end up in jail or they end up in the streets, and they don't be there to raise their kids, man. That only resonates with one group of people. So I want you to actually go home and read up on that, man. Give me that in Deuteronomy 10:12.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12.
Bring it out.
And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord.
To do what?
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day, for thy good.
So he's saying that we have to keep these commandments. Because that's one thing that, since we know that we Israelites, we got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, brother. What's that? Oh, come on. Bring that out one more time.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12.
Bring it out.
And now, Israel,
So now that you know that you Israel, then what?
what does the Lord thy God require of thee?
So you know that you're Israelite. Now what does that entail? It's one thing to know you're Israelite, but there's something that goes along with that. Go ahead.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
So all the laws, statutes, and commandments will be for our good. And that's what we have to be doing in these last days. I can't let you leave without knowing at least 3 commandments. So you cool with that? You know any already? Yeah.
Go get some parents.
Yeah, that's one of the, like you probably heard the term, the 10 Commandments. Those are in Exodus 20. Those are, like chiefly. Like that's like a summary. Like if I gave you like a moral of the story, this is what you got to do kind of thing. But it's actually 613 laws that go along with that. Because in those 10 Commandments, it doesn't say that you can have same-sex marriages, right? But we know that's all. That ain't right. But we know that you can't be a child molester, but what? That's all. And that's a lot of things that's going on in this community nowadays. They have parades about it. They have damn festivals about it. In June, we was just right over there on Market, and they tried to kick us out because we was just trying to tell the people that you can't produce if that's the kind of things you got going on. Like if you put 10 women on an island, you go back in 10 years, it may be 10 people left. It may be 8 or 9. Somebody might have got sick and died, might have killed each other because we all know that our people don't get along that well. But if you put 5 men and 5 women, it's gonna be at least 1 child out that thing. Somebody gonna get into it, man. I said, but we gotta get back to these laws, man. So I'm gonna give you at least 3 laws before you leave. Give me that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38.
Bring it out.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Do what?
Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their garments.
You familiar with what fringes are? Fringes would be what the brothers got at all the bottom of their shirts and what the sisters got at the bottom of their dresses and skirts. So these are a commandment from the Lord. Go ahead, read that out again.
38. And speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So the Lord said that we have to do this. This is something that he wants us to do. This ain't just a fashion. We didn't just wake up one day and was like, hey, we gonna throw these on. What's up? Yep, it's about to break it down. See that, brother zealous for the word, man. All praise to the Most High.
Throughout their generation, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
I said, so you can wear any color fringe you want. Like the brother got black, sister got pink, brothers got silver, said brothers got gold. This is what, said brother got white. Like it don't matter what color fringe you got on, but you gotta have that ribbon of blue. Why is that?
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
I said our people, they needed a physical reminder. Because you know how you can teach somebody something just word of mouth. Like if we just sit here and we at work and we chopping it up, I can tell you about all this stuff, but if you ain't got a reminder, you gonna go home and probably just forget all about it. You gonna end up linking up with your cousins now. Y'all gonna be getting on the new 2K. You ain't gonna be thinking about this stuff no more. So like, brother about to go get on 2K now, he thinking about it. But yeah, like we needed a physical reminder. Cause you know, our people, man, we'll wake up at 7 o'clock and be like, all right, I'm gonna do this today. And then come lunchtime at work, you forgot all about it. I'm like, that's why the Lord said we needed a physical reminder. So he made us put these at the bottom of our clothes. So you can put them on the bottom of your shirts. Like I said, the sisters got the dresses, got the skirts. You can put them on jackets, hoodies, you know what I'm saying? You can make it tasteful. You know what I'm saying? Brothers got fringes that we match our shoes with it, man. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
What's up?
So, beyond preaching the law, have you guys ever preached Yeshua?
We always preach Christ. Because Christ is our Redeemer. He's our Savior.
Okay.
I mean, without him, we don't have a mediator.
Okay.
Like, we're not Moses. We can't just talk straight to God. We'd end up, I'm like, no man has talked straight to God and lived. So if we was able to do that now, he'd take us out of here.
But
So we would need him.
So saying that no man is able to speak straight to God, because Yeshua died on the cross, the Bible says that we enter into God's presence through the blood of the Lamb. So when he died, he tore open that veil. And now we have access to Abba Father because of what he did. So we can't, the Bible also says that by the works of the law, there is no flesh that'll ever be justified in God's sight. So, because there's no flesh ever justified by the law, we have to have the righteousness of Christ by faith, by his blood and by his blood alone. So he became sin, who knew no sin, that we might become the righteousness of God in Christ. So the law is holy, it is beautiful, it is righteous, it is just, but we can never become holy by the law. We can only become righteous by the blood of the Lamb. If you believe in your heart and confess with your mouth that Yeshua HaMashiach is Lord over all and that God raised him from the dead, then you are saved. You are saved eternally, forgiven eternally, and there is nothing that could ever come against you, whether that be a curse, whether that be anything. His blood covers us, and
I figure that sounds good, sister, but I want to see what the Lord said. Bring that up.
That is the entire Bible, and I will.
This is the book of Matthew.
And so I will
Verse
argue the Bible.
15:24.
You guys.
But he answered and said, I am not sent.
What?
I am not sent. But unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Now give me Matthew 4:4. So we got to realize who the Lord was even talking to, man. He was only talking to the Israelites. And we're talking to the Israelites. What do you have to do in the Old Testament? He had to give them laws, statutes, and commandments.
Absolutely.
Bring it out.
And Paul the Apostle says that the law was a
But he answered and said, it is written,
but it can never make
man shall not live by bread alone,
make you righteous.
but by every word that...
But by what?
But by every word.
But by what?
But by every word.
But by what?
But by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
Now did what?
That proceeded out of the mouth of God.
So we have to go back to the Most High God, man. We have to, moral of the story, we have to keep the commandments, man. The same thing it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. It is a whole duty of man, man. You can't just say that Christ just died and then you just don't have to do nothing else, man. Give me that Deuteronomy 6:25.
That was against us.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and 25.
Bring it up.
And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments. If we observe to do all these commandments.
We do what?
That we observe to do all these commandments. That we deserve to do all these commandments. Before our Lord our God. Before the Lord our God. Before the Lord our God. As he had commanded us.
Holy God. You can
As he commanded us, man.
You can never stand
God,
before
bring that
a
up.
holy God and give him your righteousness.
1 John
Never stand
chapter
before a holy
3
God and
verse
give him
4.
your
Bring it
righteousness.
out.
He said that
Whosoever
our
committed
own
sin
righteousness is like a
transgresseth
filthy rag.
also the law.
What does he
That our
do?
own righteousness is
Whoever
like a
committed sin transgresseth also the law.
He did what?
Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law.
But the law's not going to save us.
Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. For sin.
For what?
For sin.
For what?
For sin.
For what?
For sin.
What the Lord say?
For sin
Is
is the transgression of the law.
Say, man, sin is transgressing the law, man.
That's right.
So you can't say that there's all the laws are done away with, man, that everybody is sinner, just spitting all this rhetoric, man. Say that sister just come up here just saying whatever the hell she wants to while the word coming out, man. Satan had to come immediately and try to cut off the word, man. I thought sister had a serious question, boy. You see what to try to do is teach the men of the Lord, man. Like, we ain't studying this some day in, day out, man. Like, we don't wake up and do nothing but think about the Lord, man. And we don't do nothing but think about Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. That's madness. Bring that out.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Keep thy foot.
Do what?
Keep thy foot.
What does sister do?
Keep thy foot. When thou goest to the house of God.
When they do what?
When thou goest to the house of
When
God.
they go work?
When thou goest to the house of
When
God.
they on the Sabbath day?
When thou goest to the house of God. And be more ready to hear. And be more ready to hear.
Y'all talk all damn day.
And be more ready to hear.
Try to tell the men of the Lord what they wrong.
And be more ready to hear.
Try to tell somebody about Christ.
And be more ready to hear. Than to give the sacrifice of fool.
And to do what?
Than to give the sacrifice of fool.
And to spew your own damn rhetoric, man. Keep your foot, man. You're sticking your foot all in your mouth and up your own damn anus, man.
That's
all you gotta do is shut up and hear the words of the Lord, man. Bring that
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
They're what?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
What is that, sister?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I would also reject thee.
He would what?
I would also reject thee.
What's Christ gonna do?
I would also reject thee.
What's gonna happen?
I would also reject thee.
God, give me Zephaniah 3 and 8 and I'm gonna close up, man. Damn madness. That's sister vexing, man. I'm in the spirit sitting having a good conversation with the brother and sister, trying to get them some law sections and commandments, man. Giving them flyers. Brother was about to put up some damn fringes, man. I ain't even got none with me. The Lord was gonna send fringes out the sky, and brother was gonna walk out of here in the spirit, man.
That's right. She came to try to stop
That's
that.
every night.
But she got cut to the heart. That's why she had to leave.
Talking about damn Yeshua, man. Ain't no damn E's in the Hebrew, man. I'm trying to tell me about the Lord. Talking about the Lord died, and therefore we don't even got to keep the law. So now you just live aimlessly, just recklessly, just doing whatever the hell you want, man. You got to stop watching that Beyonce and Jay-Z talking about do as you will, man. That is not how life works, man. The Lord govern us as a people. What's going on, brother? You ain't got to tiptoe, man. We your peoples, brother.
I ain't want to go for your video, though.
Oh, you good, King? Hey, that video here for edification, man. This is for all those that seek learning. We teaching our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that we the Israelites, King. We got to come back to the Lord, start keeping commandments in these last days, man. Bring it out.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Therefore, wait ye upon me.
What are we doing?
Wait ye upon me.
What are we doing?
Wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey.
What is Yahushua gonna do?
Until the day I rise up to the prey.
What are we waiting for?
Until the day I rise up to the prey.
What is prophesied throughout the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, and the New Testament?
Until the day I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations.
To do what?
To gather the nations.
To do what?
To gather the nations.
What's the Lord gonna do?
To gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation.
What's the Lord gonna do?
To pour upon them my indignation.
No, he coming with damn rainbows and bunnies.
To pour upon them my indignation.
So he gonna get rid of Easter.
To pour upon them my indignation.
He gonna cut down that damn Christmas tree.
To pour upon them my indignation.
And he gonna take that damn ham and that turkey on Thanksgiving and he gonna knock Esau upside the head with it, man.
To pour upon them my indignation, even all the fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
And with that, come yourself!
Come yourself!
Come yourself! Come yourself!
The most I built this army, so now we militant. Yahweh Shai coming like a thief in the night. Gotta stay woke, gotta watch vigilant.